Whodey, Bengal fans. He is Mon, Eric. I am Jake. This is the Bengals Pulse, the heartbeat of our Cincinnati Bengals. And tonight's show, a fantastic show. Thank you, Eric, for that beautiful pun. Yes, Noah Fant is a Cincinnati Bengal. We know you do. Noah Fant is a Cincinnati Bengal. Trey Hendrickson is in camp with a hold in. We have a lot of new. There's a football game on tonight. We have a lot of Bengals news though to talk about. So let's get right to it. But before we do, Mon, how you been doing, bud?
Doing great. I'm doing great. I'm just trying to send out a bulletin. I want the old Eric to come back because before we started recording, he's talking some massive shit to us. Eric, what happened to you? You go to Cincinnati, you meet people, you go to practice, you're a superhero all of a sudden. We're nobodies, we're old men. No. Where's the old Eric?
You know, everything changed. Everything changed when you refused to use cruise control. You can't. If you can't cruise through life, then you're cruising for a bruising. But
next time I drive to Cincinnati with you, no Buc-ee's, and I'm
There's
not
no next time on.
There's no next time.
Press the little button. Press the god dang button. Hey, before we get started, I got one more pun. The show is all about Noah Fant tonight, but leaving the show on Tuesday, Monstradamus was out here making predictions, and we got to give Monstradamus the opportunity to take his victory lap. But before we do, let's just remind everybody what
happened. Mon's hot take. Noah Fant will be a Bengal by tomorrow. I'm calling it. Noah Fant's a Bengal tomorrow.
Mark it down.
Notice the head bob.
Signs with the Bengals on Wednesday. I'm gonna. All right, Mon. You called it. Take your victory lap.
Yeah, I was off by about 7 hours. You know why? I mean, it wasn't rocket science. I saw the tweet from 2022 where he was praising Joe Burrow. He visited the Saints. He visited the Dolphins, and it's the Bengals. It was a no-brainer. He was coming to Cincinnati. There's no way he was going to pick those other teams. And I'm glad he didn't because it's great depth. Great depth. And, hey, man, I got to salute the Bengals. You know, Taven Bryan, a former first-round pick. Noah Fant, a former first-round pick. Hey, they're not coming in to be superstars, but that helps team depth. Injuries happen. I'd much rather have these guys come in. It's not going to be that big of a drop-off. It's going to help this team. It makes the Bengals a better team.
All right. And it's a guy who is one of the best inline blocking tight ends in the league. Obviously, with where we are situated right now at guard, this is a great signing. This is one of those signings. I think I saw somebody talking about this earlier, and they were right. I can't remember who it was. Sorry, I can't give you credit because I can't remember who it was. But somebody was talking about this is like one of the first times that the Bengals have actually signed a free agent that everybody wanted. You know what I mean? It is true. It's like, you know, every year there's a guy we're all like, you know, I mean, Eric is still on the sheriff thing, but there's a guy where we're like, he becomes a free agent, and we're like, oh man, we're all over it. Let's get this guy. And it never happens, and this happens. And Noah Fant, you know, guys, 6'4", 250. The guy, he can flex out. He is athletic enough. Last year, I think he had 48 catches, 500 yards, only had one touchdown. But again, this is a guy who is definitely not only a great blocker, but he is a downfield threat, which is exciting, I'm sure, for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, the big thing with the big thing with this signing was we didn't need a tight end. That's what's so crazy. We didn't need a tight end. We all screamed for him when he got released because we did want that Eric All replacement, but we don't need a tight end. And the Bengals went out and signed a guy and instantly got better. And I go back immediately to the 2-point conversion play against the Baltimore Ravens. If Noah Fant is out there, sorry, Tanner Hudson, but if it's thrown to Noah Fant with his athleticism and his build, we win that game because it was just slightly overthrown. And if it's Noah, I think he makes that catch with all the face masks and all the stuff that went on. He's going to make that catch and we win that game and we go on to make the playoffs. But Ace and Zimmon brought it up earlier on is he gives you a good blocker, but it's not just about his blocking ability. It's the fact that you don't know if he's blocking or if he's going up for a pass now. With Drew Sample out there, you always know Drew Sample, 98% of the time he's blocking. He's not going to catch the ball. If he does catch the ball, it's probably not a dynamic play where he's breaking free down the field. This gives you a new dimension, and it takes the offense just to a whole nother level. I'm ready to run through a wall.
Do you remember 2 years?
Go ahead, Mom.
No, I remember 2 years ago when Joe Burrow was injured and Browning came in. The Bengals offense looked a little different. They've used their tight ends more. They ran a little bit more. I think the Bengals wanted to do that more last year, but Eric All's injury hurt them. He was becoming a key contributor to the team, and I think they had to dial back some of their wrinkles on their offense from the Jake Browning that they were going to introduce with a healthy Joe Burrow. He gives them that flexibility again. He has over 300 NFL receptions and over 3,000 yards. He's been productive. He's averaged over 50 catches basically a year during his career. He's a good player. He is a really good player. He gives them another option. He's very good. And, listen, 17-game season, players get nicked up. Players get hurt. And having a first-rounder come in off the bench, come on, man, that's great. It's huge.
And Chosen One is, I guess he's a Seahawks fan. He says he's not a great inline blocker. Well, that's not what is being reported by the NFL media. I will tell you this. I don't think we can look at his last 3 years in Seattle because they haven't had a quarterback like a Joe Burrow. Again, remember, let's not forget when Joe Burrow got C.J. Uzomah paid, right? He got Hayden Hurst paid. Remember, Hayden Hurst, almost the same situation as Noah Fant, where he came in and he was like supposed to be this really great player and yada, yada, yada. And he plays 1 year with Joe Burrow and gets paid big time. Listen, Chosen One, again, if you're a Seahawks fan and you watched them the last 3 years, I don't think you can predict what we are about to see because Joe Burrow makes tight ends a bunch of money and Noah Fant is a lot more talented than Hayden Hurst and CJ Uzomah.
Can I just add something real quick? This is great. If you see me looking this way, the Reds have the bases loaded. I'm sorry, but continue.
We always know you're checked out when you're looking that way. Let's just compare Noah Fant's stats to what we have. I get Chosen saying maybe not as good of an inline blocker as we thought, but 2024, Drew Sample, 20 receptions, 22 targets, 109 yards. Noah Fant, 48 receptions, 64 targets, 500 yards. That's just so much different. Yeah, we love Drew Sample. We love what he brings in that fullback role, but you're instantly upgrading tight end 2, our tight end 2 that we basically just using out there as a glorified lineman. If you go back, the last 4 years, Drew Sample has, do my quick math in my head here, 55 catches over the last 4 years. Well, Noah Fant almost had that last year. He had 48. So it's a huge upgrade if you're looking for offensive production and not just another lineman out there. If we want just another lineman out there, well, hell, throw Matt Lee into that Drew Sample role, and then we won't even care about ever catching a pass. We want somebody that has the ability to catch a pass, has the ability to be a decoy, and can go out and occupy a linebacker. With Drew Sample out there, another thing that Asen's brought up today, those linebackers were teeing off because they weren't worried about Drew Sample. So they could go help with Jamar Chase or T. Higgins or Yoshi. This gives the ability to occupy those guys and just adds another nuance to your offense that we needed.
Listen, I agree, and I don't want this to be negative towards Drew Sample because Drew Sample is important to this team. His blocking is important. It really is. And if he can give you a few catches, surprise here and there, I get it. But, yeah, Fant, he does add another weapon, and it's Man, I tell you, the Bengals are just loaded. They have 5 legit targets, and you can. That's not even including resurgent Jermaine Burton.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And if you look back at Noah Fant, his second and third year with the Denver Broncos, which obviously a much better offense when we're talking about offensive production. 2 years in a row, he almost had 70 receptions, almost 700 yards, 2 years in a row. Listen, that's pretty damn good for a tie. I'll take that with 4 or 5 touchdowns. That's all we need from this guy. Even if he's not as great of an inline blocker as some of the pundits are saying, this guy he's obviously had a lot of success in his career. This is a great pickup for the Bengals. I don't think there's any possible way to turn this into a negative. This offense is going to be unstoppable. It is going to be unstoppable. And I think that's what's really exciting is I think they've seen the production that Joe Burrow has gotten out of these tight ends over these last couple years. And, it does. Mon, you said it perfectly. There's going to be some matchup issues when you put Mike Gesicki and Noah Fant out there, on the field at the same time. I'm excited about it. I love it. I think it's a great pickup.
I do too. And Bruce mentioned getting another guard. I keep on hearing about Risner and everything. I've heard it for 3 years now. If we can get him, fine. But there's some reason he just can't stick with the team. I don't know what's going on there. He's not on a team now. And I do agree with Bruce, though. We do need another body at guard. We are just loaded at the receiver position and at tight end. Skill position-wise, easily top 3 in football, if not number 1.
Probably 1.
We just I just want some more bodies there. They're really counting on – I guess they like Jackson Kirkland. I think they like some of these other guys. Oh, man. It's just I got to have faith in the new offensive line coach.
So let's transition there because after we I think it was yesterday it was reported Bengals released Zach Moss and activated Seth McLaughlin. And they've been big over and over saying that Matt Lee is only a center. Matt Lee is only a center. We're not trying him at guard. Well, Seth McLaughlin, the number 1 center in college football last year, is now active coming off an Achilles injury. What does this mean for Matt Lee if they're not going to try him at any other position? Does Matt Lee make this team? I don't see how he can beat out Seth. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Go ahead, Mom.
I'm glad you brought that up. That's a great question. There was a lot of debate on Twitter yesterday, X, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people were wanting Karras to potentially move over to right guard and have Seth McLaughlin come in and play center. Listen, we still don't know what he is. Great college center, Lombardi Trophy winner, whatever that. What is it? The Remington Award. He won the Remington Award. Yeah, for the best center in football. Used to be a Bengal, by the way. And he's coming off a torn Achilles. 5-6 months, almost 7 months removed from a torn Achilles. I don't know. Obviously, the doctor is much smarter than me. They cleared him. I don't think you can move Karras from center over to guard because center, to me, is the quarterback of that offensive line. You got to keep him there. Can McLaughlin play guard? Can Lee play guard? I mean, Bengals seem to don't think so. Don't forget the guy they just signed when they signed Taven Bryan. I forget his name, and the other defensive tackle they got. I think he played for the Falcons last year, a center. So they have a lot of young guys there. I would just love to see another vet come in that has started 20, 30, 40 games, like a Taven Bryan started at defensive tackle, like Noah Fant has started at tight end. Bring in Will Hernandez. He's gotten cleared to play. He has started multiple games. We need guys that understand a stunt that's in front of them that can, that has figured it out, that has 20, 30, 40 starts in the NFL. That's what I want. I don't want an unknown. I don't know what Kirkland is. I know he has potential. I don't know what McLaughlin is. I don't know what these guys are. You got to have somebody there, a little younger than Lucas Patrick, come in and physically perform also.
I mean, Seth's 6'4", 304 pounds, the best center in college football. Ted Karras is not going anywhere. Joe even commented on his last interview where Ted Karras is his guy. I mean, they're glued at the hip as long as Ted's here. I think he's his center. I don't know. Jake, what are your thoughts? Is Matt Lee the odd man out, or who else could it be?
So, real quick, I had to go back and look at it. I didn't want you to think I'm pulling this out, but Andrew Rame is that other center you were talking about, Mon, from Oklahoma. Listen, first I want to say this. I want to wish Zach Moss the best of luck. You know, the guy obviously, you know, really had a rough year last year with the injury, and he tried to play through it, which is nuts. I think they say he played 3 or 4 games with basically a broken neck. So, you know, I just want to wish him luck. You know, I hope he lands on his feet again. Obviously, you know, for us as Bengal fans, we've had Bengal players that have had neck injuries, and you know, you just don't ever want to see that kind of thing happen to a player. So, I do want to wish Zach the best of luck. I think as far as this center situation goes, I think this is. I was like Mon. I was shocked, first of all, that he got cleared. You know, I mean, obviously there's a lot of medical advances now, and I'm sure, you know, they would not clear him if they didn't feel comfortable about clearing him. However, I was shocked by it, but I think this is a great depth piece. Now, for me, I think this center position is very interesting because you do still have Matt Lee sitting there, and maybe the plan is to move Matt Lee to guard. I don't know. But if Seth is healthy, he's going to be the backup center. I mean, I would be shocked if Matt Lee was backup center if Seth is healthy. So maybe the plan all along was to move Matt Lee to center. Move Matt Lee to guard and make that a depth piece. But to me, guys, and I know this, we don't have like a stud guard, but we have a lot of guards, right? I mean, guys that have playing experience, guys that have had some success, Cordell Volson, Cody Ford, Lucas Patrick. You know, if you throw Matt Lee in the mix, you know, I don't know what they're going to do with Jalen Rivers. If they're going to move him inside or outside. To me, right now, the concern would be more at tackle. I think the depth at tackle is a little scary when you think about. And again, I know the Bengals are very high on Kirkland, but I don't know. To me, it's that is more of a scary situation than at guard or center. I feel pretty good about at least the depth. I don't think if one of our guards went down, we would be losing a lot, is what I'm saying. I don't think they're great. I don't want that to come across like that. But I think if one of our guards went down, I don't think we're losing a lot. If one of our tackles goes down, we're in serious shit. So I think that, to me, is what is scary, is the situation at tackle. Mon, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think my problem is this. I think we do have some okay guys last year. Like, you know, Devin Cochran came in. It wasn't pretty, but it was acceptable. He did okay. You know, 3-4 games, I wouldn't have a problem with him. But you are right. The drop off from starting right and left tackle is significant. It is for any team, but it's really big with the Bengals. Cody Ford last year had to play tackle. Devin Cochran did. Hey, they did a serviceable job. They really did. Got Cody Ford another contract with the Bengals. I will say this. If you look, you got Andrew Rhyme that you just mentioned. Matt Lee's a center. Seth McLaughlin's a center. Lucas Patrick has started half his career games at center. And you got Harris. So I think we have too many centers technically on our roster. Can those guys transition to guard? I don't know. I hope so. I've seen enough of Cordell Volson. I've spent 3 years, you know, propping him up. I just think he's too tall, you know, and I think I think he's an average center at best. I think he could be the odd man out.
I was going to say, move Volson to center.
Yeah,
we got enough centers.
But, you know, Fairchild is going to be our starter at left guard, right guard. I just think, Cody Ford is penciled in there. Lucas Patrick is back practicing. It does not hurt to bring in a guy that has played predominantly guard. There's a few veterans out there. Hey, man, bring him in. There's too much riding on this season. I don't want one critical roster flaw to jeopardize this season. I don't want that. That one game we lose because, we're really weak at right guard, or those 2 games we lose, and you can actually point to the poor play on the interior offensive line as one of the main causes. That could be home field advantage in the playoffs.
Yeah,
really could be.
Well,
last thing, I'm sorry, Eric. We're not going to be able to find a superstar right guard right now. We're not. No. But there are serviceable guys out there, like a Taven Bryan on the defensive line, somebody that has started 30, 40, 50 games. Bring him in.
Yeah. Well, and we don't need a superstar right guard. We need an Alex Kappa from 2 years ago, and that's why I've been pounding the table for Scherf, and you've been pounding the table for Hernandez, because they're not superstars, but they are an absolute step up from what we have. People are talking about, saw a comment saying, if we're worried about our depth, we're in good shape. Yeah, it's a great luxury to have to worry about it. But let's go back to that 22 championship game. Jonah Williams was down. Alex Kappa was down. Our offensive line was decimated. We needed to get to the Super Bowl to get those guys back healthy. And essentially, we were a play or two, a good block or two away from making it to the Super Bowl on that last drive. We get some better blocking and we can convert. So, yes, we don't want to sit and cry about our depth, and we want to be grateful for the starters that we have. But you got to have all 53 guys have to be NFL caliber players, because you're going to go through one position is going to get hit. In the playoffs, it was the O-line. It's been defensive line before. We have to have quality players all throughout. And that's why we'll continue to pound the table to say, hey, yes, you may be happy with your guys, but you can always improve. You can always improve. So you got to keep your head on a swivel.
And I don't want it to come across, again, I feel like maybe it might have. I don't want it to come across like I am not excited about Fairchild. I'm very excited about Fairchild. I think Fairchild right now is probably our best guard. My point is that if he goes down, knock on wood, if he were to go down, I don't think there's a big drop off, right? If you were to put in a Lucas Patrick, just because I've not seen enough of Fairchild, I don't think that. Now, that doesn't mean that's not the case, but I don't want it to sound like I'm downplaying Fairchild, because I really like Fairchild. I just think that if he were to, God forbid, go down for any reason, then I don't see there's a big drop off. When you look at tackle, good Lord. Please, knock on wood, stay healthy, because there is a huge drop off at tackle. Jalen Rivers, it looks like they had him taking a lot of reps at tackle. So it looks like Jalen Rivers that's probably going to be his spot. Maybe they're thinking he's going to be the swing guy. I don't know. But we'll have to see. And T. Brookie made a very good point. I want to go back to that real quick. That, again, kudos to the Bengals for moving up Zach Moss's signing bonus to make sure he got money before they cut him. I think that is a classy move by the Cincinnati Bengals, and we give them a lot of a hard time, but they also do a very good job of taking care of their players, and so kudos to them.
Yeah. They're definitely a good move. They're being proactive, because if they didn't do that, there's a potential for an entry settlement type of issue. But they alleviated that. They went above and beyond and took care of them a little bit there. I think you're being realistic about Dylan Fairchild. I know you're not throwing shade on him. I think he's going to have a great career, but I think you're acknowledging the fact that he's going to be a rookie. Yeah. He's going to be a rookie, and he's going to have some growing pains. And I think it was Jay Morrison on the Growler podcast. The last 10 rookie guards that have started in the NFL are 20. I think the highest somebody has scored on PFF has been mediocre. Basically, it is hard. But that would be an improvement for the Bengals, scoring 50 or 60 on PFF at guard compared to what we've been the last couple years. I don't want to jump ship here and get off the subject, but you brought up something, Eric, that really upset me just now. You talked about the last AFC Championship game. Yeah, we started Jackson Carman. We started another guy that hasn't played. We had 3 offensive linemen hurt.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they did an admirable job, but when you're playing against an NFL All-Pro Defensive Player of the Year, and then that's Chris Jones, and you're playing against Frank Clark, who has like 80 career sacks and all this, sooner or later, those guys are going to win the battles. And that's where I think our depth has to be better. Because when you're an elite team like the Bengals that are expected to go far into the playoffs, when injuries happen on the offensive line, you can't have them, like the talent level, like it fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. It's not going to be the starter level, but it can't be that big of a difference because you got to play the Chris Jones. You got to play the superstars in the playoffs. You got to have guys that can play football. I just want better depth on the offensive line. That's all I'm asking for.
I agree. Like I said, I think we talked about this last year. We thought that the Bengals were going to make this big splash at right and left guard. Remember that? We were like, we were stoked. We're like, listen, this is going to be the best free agency. We're going to get these 2 stud guards. I mean, everybody thought this was going to be the case because it's what the Bengals probably should have done. And because we talked about this, guys, that if Volson was coming off the bench, we would feel much better about it. But I don't think there is a big drop off right now, and that's what scares me. I'm with Mon. I don't think that these guys are going to be able to step in and make a significant contribution to this team. I really don't. I mean, I hope they prove me wrong. I'm rooting for them too, but I'm definitely a little nervous about it. What do you guys think, real quick? What do you guys think about? Let's talk about Shamar's first couple practices. What do you guys think about Shamar's first couple practices?
I'm impressed. I mean, I'm encouraged. You saw some of the concerns, though. You mentioned there was a one-on-one with Jalen Rivers. He drove Jalen Rivers back 10 yards.
Yeah.
But it was more of a bull rush, and everybody is saying he doesn't have a lot of pass rush moves. That has to come. But yesterday, I guess he went one-on-one against Mims. He got right underneath Mims' armpit and drove him back, lifted him up off the ground. Nobody here is going to question Shamar Stewart's athletic ability and, his athletic profile. It's elite. It's elite level. He just has to get a little bit more seasoning. But I will tell you this. He's going to give it 100% because he doesn't take plays off. He does not. And I still think, I sound like a homer here because I've been preaching and sticking up for him. I really feel it. I really feel that he is a can't miss prospect. And I think he's going to make us proud. I think he's going to be a great Bengal and a great draft pick.
Eric?
Yeah, I mean, it's all you can ask for. He finally signed his deal. He came out there. He's doing what we expected to him. He's looking like the athletic freak that he is. He's winning some plays. He's taking a few bumps, but from what I've seen and what I've heard, it's more winning than losing out there. And when he goes up against Mims, who's a freak himself, just a monster, and he wins or he gets close draw, like you have to be excited about it. I'm excited that Trey Hendrickson's out there mentoring him because he wants to be a defensive captain. He came back and he's out there. He's teaching him those nuances that he needs to know. Man, can you imagine week 1 when we line up Trey Hendrickson on one side and Shamar Stewart on the other side, and it's 3rd and 8 because TJ Slayton has stopped him the first two plays of 2 rushing plays. He's got him in a 3rd and 8, and all of a sudden you've got Shamar and Trey that are out there teeing off on insert Browns quarterback here. I don't know, Dylan, Gabriel, Sanders, Flacco, Pickett, whoever.
Mon, whatever.
Well, no, I don't want to give Mon. Mon would be an upgrade over all those guys. So, you see, Mon only wears he's got the single bar face mask.
I've seen the picture. I've seen the picture. That was of his high school.
Wearing it on the shirt. I'm wearing it on the shirt too.
Single bar.
We should combine that picture with the jeans picture and he's got the single bar.
Eric, I was third team honorable mention. I was third team honorable mention in Lebanon.
Pickleball?
I'm an athlete.
I think for Mon's, I think for Pop Warner, it probably just leather helmet for Mon.
Oh, Mon was out there before Paul Brown invented the face mask.
Hey, that's a good question from Ross. What's up with Mims? He's been taking some reps off. Is it a lower leg issue? Is there something going on? Is it just load management?
So they asked Zach Taylor's that today, and he was adamant that they were just giving him some rest. They didn't. There was nothing about an injury. It was basically just load management, which was surprising.
Maybe it was getting destroyed by Shamar.
maybe Shamar was going too crazy, and they didn't want him to get hurt.
Well, I think. Listen, Mims is going to be a good player. I think. I think Shamar. I'm hoping we get this from Shamar, right? But I also think that Shamar's out there. I mean, let's just say what it is. He's probably got a lot to prove. If that's the correct way of saying that, I think he's probably he wants to show everybody that it was worth what the situation, what situation occurred. So I don't know if he's working on stuff, but I do love that Trey is out there. I think, again, I was the first one. I did not like the way Trey handled a lot of this, but the fact that Trey is there, we all thought he was signing, but to find out that he is there to help coach the young guys and I think that does speak a lot about his character, and I'm happy that he's out there because those guys, and Trey's not stupid. Trey's gonna sign. Oh my God, the Reds suck. Trey is going to sign.
I turned it off.
Yeah, it's my phone. It's just Trey's going to sign, and Trey's not stupid. Trey knows if I get Shamar Stewart right, and I get Miles Murphy right, and I get Joseph Asai right, those 17.5 sacks are going to go to 24, 25 sacks. Remember, he's been doing this on his own, right?
I think Monscott is having 50. Let me update on Mims because it did just jump into my head. Dave Lapham's podcast, he was talking about Amarius is dealing with the same injury that he dealt with last year. I think it was his thumb. He said it's looking pretty banged up, pretty swollen. He speculated that he might have to have surgery after the season just because that injury is lingering. So they're resting him, resting that thumb. Sounds like something he's going to play through all year, but it is what it is.
T. Brookie's on it tonight. T. Brookie giving us the update as well on the thumb. Good job.
Can he play with a pad? He might have to.
Well, he played like that last year.
And you know what? I mean, I hope it's nothing serious, but when somebody's injured, I don't understand why they don't have surgery in the off season. I don't get it, but hey, wish them the best. We need him. We need him bad.
I mean, you know how it is, Mon. Sometimes your doctor recommends therapy. You don't have to get surgery. And then you end up re-injuring it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, I
don't like hearing that. I don't like hearing it.
No, if it's the Mims, if it's a thumb thing, that's something I'm sure he can work through. I mean, listen, just club it up and let's roll with that. What do you guys think about, real quick? What do you think about the Trey Hendrickson move? Because obviously this is big news, right? I mean, Trey comes into town. We said on our show Tuesday, I mean, I said it for sure. I was like, oh, guys, listen, this is happening. We're signing. Trey made it clear nothing has really changed on the contract front, but that he was here to help mentor these young guys and, not be a distraction. Again, he's saying all the right things, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited because to me, I feel like if Trey is in the building, there's a much better chance that something will get done with Trey. Mom, what do you think about Trey being in town and mentoring these young guys?
I think it's good. I think it's a positive thing. It's also positive for him because he doesn't get charged $50,000 a day for not being there. So but it's good. It might be the Bengals could still say you're not practicing, so it's $50K. I don't know, but no, it is positive. You saw him out there. He was really letting Shamar, giving him some pointers, some suggestions. It's good to see. It really is, because he talks about his early days in New Orleans when all these vets came up and helped him. He was a 3rd-round pick from a small college in Florida. Florida Atlantic isn't some, elite. It has some good players, don't get me wrong, but it's not a football powerhouse. They brought him in. They mentored him, and look, he's turned out to be one of the best defensive ends in football. He wants to play it back and return that favor, and that's a good thing. It's a really good thing. I want to talk about DJ Turner today. Apparently, he was the star of today's practice. He's been struggling from what I've read, but he had play after play. I'm really excited about him. 2nd-round pick. They got to have a big season from DJ Turner.
Yeah, I mean, he had a lot of down days. People were getting down on him. Fig Newton is jumping up and kind of taking a lot of the snaps. This is a crowded cornerback room now, and nobody's a clear-cut starter. You got to go up. You got to man up. You got to win those jobs. So it's impressive to see him bounce back like that and have a successful day. He sure needed it. All the reports were that he was going to lose one of those jobs. So good for him.
Yeah, it was good to see. And, when you have a 2nd-round pick, you got to hit on them. You got to hit with Cam Taylor-Britt. You got to hit all these guys. They've got to produce. And obviously they're what can I say, with Lou Anarumo not playing them a lot, their growth has been stunted some because they haven't been on the field. So we have got to see something from these guys. It's essential for this organization. Those 9 top 100 picks, 9 top 100 picks over the last 3 drafts. We got to hit with them. We got to, because if we don't, we're going to struggle as an organization.
Yeah. One of the big things, I know we're kind of flowing through, but one of the big things to see, and I'm really, really excited for, was all the chirping, all the talking, all the back and forth between the defensive backs and the wide receivers and the tight ends. Jordan Battle and Jamar Chase going at it today. I love this. Like, I don't want anybody to be fighting out there of course not at practice, but what they say, iron sharpens iron. Well, it's not just physically, it's mentally. This is a mentally tough game, and you're going to go out there on Sundays and you're going to get trash talk left and right. So to get it from the guys that are out there that love you the most, like to get it from your own guys, it just starts the season right. It feels like you're out there playing football now. I don't know. I love it. This defense coming with an attitude and looking across the side and seeing, you're Jamar Chase, you're the Triple Crown winner, but I'm going to go at you. Jake, Coach, what do you think about this? Is this how you teach your players?
Listen, well, yeah. I mean, I said it on Tuesday. The energy that this defense, that we're seeing from this defense, we haven't seen this since like 21. I mean, this group of guys, Al Golden has got these guys bought in. They are flying around the football. They are talking a bunch of shit all day long. I mean, listen, to me, I am really intrigued by the way Jordan Battle has been playing. I think he could be one of those guys, and we kind of saw it early on. Like, this guy has got something. I think he could be a surprise for that defensive backfield. We were concerned about it. I was concerned about the safety position, but I love what I see out of Jordan Battle. Fig Newton's out there talking trash. Cam Taylor-Britt, of course. I mean, these guys are flying around, and we saw Demetrius Knight lay some wood to Pirine. I mean, these guys, they got some moxie to them, and that's a good thing. Like, that's what you want to see. I'm very excited about the energy that this defense has brought, and I'm very excited about the confidence that they have instilled. It looks like Al Golden's got those guys believing in themselves, and that's a big part of coaching, is getting guys to buy in and understand what it is that you're trying to accomplish as a coach on the field, and scheme wise, what it is that you're looking for out of those guys, that they're coachable, but more than anything, that they're passionate, because you have to be very passionate to play defense at any level. And we're seeing that from this defense. It's exciting for sure.
So we got a super chat here from Fuzzy Balls, and I'll throw it to you guys because I haven't seen this yet. But talking about passionate, thank you for the super chat, Fuzzy. He says you guys should check out the video posted today with Demetrius Knight and Barrett Carter in the locker room. The chemistry and rapport is awesome. Already two of my favorite Bengals. You guys seen that video, Mon?
I did not see it, but I'm going to look for it as soon as the show, as soon as we get off. That's good to see. Thank you, Fuzzy Balls. Knight and Carter are going to play big roles this year, and they're going to be future superstars on this defense. I mean, it's essential for this organization for them guys to produce this year and the upcoming years. Al Golden is expecting a lot from those guys. Jake, something I want to harp on. You talked about a few minutes. I know you're coaching at a different level, high school, not pros, but kids need success. When a kid gets a tackle for a loss, a pass breakup, that's nothing but positive. That gives them confidence. You know what? And it makes them, more comfortable to potentially make another play. If you have a player out there, like, listen, DJ Turner, all these guys, they're young players, they're developing. Guess what? If they miss a tackle, they give up a pass, it's going to happen. But you can't give up on them. Let the guy make a tackle for a loss. Let him get an interception. Let him have a pass breakup, because that's part of it. And I feel like the Bengals have sort of cheated these guys over the last few years. I know we've talked about it over and over. Just can't have a repeat. We have to expect some ups and downs, but we're going to get more ups than downs, hopefully.
Yeah, I agree. I think when you look at and you're right. You're 100% right. It's a different level, but football is football, right? And at any level, those are the things that are exciting. And I think what Fuzzy Ball said is there. It does. There's definitely some chemistry there, and I think that is one of those things that this Bengals defense has lacked. I really do. I mean, and for one reason or another, maybe it's because Lou didn't let the young guys play, whatever you want to say it was. But these young guys that the Bengals have drafted are, they are going to be playing a lot of snaps, it looks like. And it's exciting to see. This is a young team. You talked about it. It's a young team. And a lot of times, it's not a bad thing to have a young team out there, guys that are flying around trying to make a name for themselves. We've seen it with Bengal teams before. So, yeah, man, I'm excited with what we are seeing. And again, defensively, I talked about that was my number one thing when it came to what am I looking for at camp. I'm looking to see how these young guys buy into Al Golden's defense. And so far, it looks pretty good.
Can you imagine the amount of receipts they're going to pull after draft night when we all lost our minds that not only do we take Demetrius Knight, who was predicted to be a third-round draft pick, but then followed it up with the Barrett Carter pick. If they hit on both these guys, like it absolutely seems like they made the best decision possible with these two guys. If it plays out the way it has been in camp, man, I will never be more happy to say that I got this wrong, and we'll have to finally start give them some credit. Maybe we give all the credit to Al Golden because these were clearly Al Golden's picks.
Oh, yeah, clearly. I mean, they were his guys, right? Thank you again, Fuzzy, for the super chat. Appreciate you, man. We really do. Yeah, I mean, guys, we heard the whispering about, listen, this is going to be Al Golden's draft. We knew it. We knew it going into it. And we knew that Al Golden thinks very highly of linebacker. He coached it here. It was when he was here, it was by far Wilson and Pratt's best years as Bengals. And I think that's what we have seen. And we've talked about it, right? This defense is going to give a lot of different looks, a lot of different pressures, and they're going to use these linebackers to do it. So I'm excited, man. I'm really – I tell you, I don't want to be overly optimistic because I've been so hard on the defense the last couple of years, which, they deserve. But I don't know, man. I just got a feeling that this defense is – it's gonna be special. I really do believe that. It's a lot of youth too, which we saw, guys. Listen, the Philadelphia Eagles just had a Super Bowl parade because they have the best defense in the NFL. And that defense, guys, was predicated on them drafting and playing those young guys. And it worked out pretty damn well for the Eagles. I'm hoping the same for the Bengals.
I want to tell you something about the Bengals. And just you guys, I know, Jake, you're always making fun of my age. I get bored sometimes here, and I watch an old Bengal game from the past. This Cincinnati Bengal team right now reminds me of 1986. And let me just tell you something. We had a young boomer that was a hotshot quarterback. Eddie Brown, Tim McGee, Rodney Holman, James Brooks, Ickey Woods. No, Ickey Woods came in 88, I'm sorry. James Brooks. Yeah, we had Stanley Wilson was a good player. We know his history. I understand that. Eric Caddis, a developing tight end. We had an unbelievable offense. We're putting 50 points up against people. Great offense. Our defense was just inconsistent. We started 3 rookies on defense: Joe Kelly, Lewis Billups, and David Fulcher. Okay, and we had another kid that was a draft pick that played a lot of snaps. The Bengals had a young defense. They're trying to figure things out. Guess what happened in the next couple of years? They went to a Super Bowl because that offense was so good that defense just had to catch up. I'm hoping this defense catches up a little quicker. We don't have to wait 2 years. But the 86 Bengals won 10 games and lost 6. We won 9 games last year with an unbelievable offense. All right? The Bengals didn't make the playoffs in 86, but they did in 88 and went all the way to the Super Bowl and actually should have won it.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you, they mirror each other. They're so similar. We're depending on young guys now to help out this offense. I think we're a little ahead of schedule compared to the 86 team. Hey, guys, we're going to be in a Super Bowl soon.
This year.
Very soon.
How do you watch these games? Is that like a Betamax, or do you have like a reel-to-reel? Where are you watching these? Because we're not getting the invite. Like, what's going on?
Betamax.
Why would he make fun of your age, Mom? Don't make fun of Mom.
No, I'm serious. Really? 86.
Eric, what happened to you up there in the stands watching the
practice?
What happened to you?
Nothing's changed.
Superhero?
Listen,
and I guess we're going to have to find another
producer. Answer the question, Mom. Don't dodge the question.
I guess Eric's ahead of the ESPN or something. He's moving on up.
Hey, by the way,
it's called YouTube. It's called YouTube.
Hey, by the way, the new Red, Key Brian Hayes, just hit a 3-run homer.
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
It's 11-6 now.
The 3rd homer of the season, 1st and 2nd, no outs. Ellie's up.
Man,
so,
go
ahead, Mom.
No, I'm going to turn it back. Keep on. I switched it.
So we got some more to talk about here. I did throw the comment up for Brucey B.
Yes.
Bruce,
yes.
We're going to be at the home opener. I think we're probably going to be heading over to Midwest Best that Saturday. So we don't have to wait for a parade unless you want to throw Cincinnati a parade. We can go up and down the streets of Loveland, Ohio, if we want, but we'll be there. So don't have to wait.
No, don't have to wait at all.
With that,
Ross asked if I got any fresh Aaron Rodgers jokes. Ross, I will be honest with you, man. This is our first week of fall camp, and I don't, but I'll work on some this weekend, and I'll bring some back next week. We joke about this, obviously, but guys, this is really that year that the Bengals really need to take control of this division. You know what I mean? Let's be real about this. The Cleveland Browns are a dumpster fire. Say whatever you want to. They're not going to be good this year. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they look like they're trying to play for a first-round pick, the first overall pick at quarterback. This is the year that the Bengals need to go out and make a statement. Because to me, again, say what you will, I still think they are the most talented team in this division. And, last year, Mon, you said it, this Bengals team won 9 games. They should have beat the Ravens twice with the worst defense in the NFL. This has really got to be the year that the Bengals win this whole thing. I mean, they not only just win the whole thing, but they need to take control of this division again. I just wanted to say that.
So I'll give you an Aaron Rodgers joke before we move on, because we do have some topics and it's already 50 minutes in. Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be a problem because he was vaccinated against winning.
Okay, that's a good one. Ross, you like that one? That's a good one.
Yeah, all right, so we do have some big news out of Cincinnati. It was announced that Hamilton County voted in favor of moving forward with the lease agreement with the Cincinnati Bengals. So tomorrow at 4:00, they will be meeting in hopes of finalizing the deal and putting ink to paper. We have heard some rumblings that there's a few things that maybe not exactly as wanted, but the deal has to get done tomorrow. And 4:00 tomorrow, they will meet with the Bengals, and seems to be a formality, but the Bengals will sign that. The Hamilton County will sign it, and the Bengals will be staying in Cincinnati for many, many years to come. So, any thoughts on that, guys, or just take some victory laps?
No, I just think, Mon and I talked about this before. This is, again, we give the Bengals front office a hard time, but this Bengals front office, if anything else, they have got to be one of the loyalist front offices in the NFL. I mean, they are extremely loyal to their fans, to the city. Again, do they always put the best product on the field, or have they? No, the 90s were awful. But this front office has stuck by this city. They have stuck by us as fans. They could have easily moved the Bengals early on. Mon and I have talked about that. So again, we give them a hard time, but really, to me, this shows that the Browns and the Blackburns, they want to be in Cincinnati. And again, I know we give them, because sometimes they are loyal to a fault, but man, I tell you what, I'm very appreciative because if the Bengals ever left Cincinnati, I don't know what the hell I would do. It would be an absolute nightmare. So I really appreciate that they're doing this and getting this done. This obviously took a lot of work, Mom.
Yeah, I'm not going to be really. I think it's going to happen. Obviously we heard the press release today from Hamilton County. There is an issue. The Bengals don't like. I guess something was added. It wasn't the exact agreement that they agreed upon. So that's being hammered out now. Hopefully that gets rectified tomorrow, because the Cincinnati Enquirer said the Bengals are like, this is not what we agreed upon. So there's still some work to be done. Getting back to what Jake said, we talked about it the other day. The Bengals they could be in Baltimore right now, and Cincinnati not have a team. Mike Brown, it's not official, but everybody agrees that he was the first one to fly to Baltimore and negotiate with that ownership group that wanted a team. He could have, was trying to get him to move his team to Baltimore. They offered him that deal that Art Modell took. And
Steer, 3-run homer, tied game.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. Sorry to cut you off.
I'm behind.
The Reds have just scored 8 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning and are now tied.
Look at it.
Spencer Steer is back.
Did Sadak have a freaking stroke? Oh my goodness.
So, Mom, finish what you're saying.
Sorry. No, I mean, he could have taken that offer. Sorry, everybody. He could have taken the offer, and he didn't. And he negotiated with Cincinnati, and history is, the Bengals are here. It looks like tomorrow everything is going to work out. 10 more years, if not longer. And I'm glad. I'm a Bengal fan. I don't want to see the Bengals move to San Antonio.
Yeah, and again,
Orlando.
No,
they almost came to Orlando. That would have been weird.
I do not want that. I don't want that. I think.
Well,
yes, for us it would be convenient, but it just would not be the same. And I love the.
They wouldn't be the Bengals. That's the thing is they almost moved to Baltimore. They would be the Ravens now, and we wouldn't be rooting for them anyway.
Yeah,
so
it would just be weird, and like I said, I love the city of Cincinnati, and they fit, and it just wouldn't be the same. And I just think, again, that as hard of a time as that front office gets, man, oh man, they have stuck by. And you are right, St. Michael. Listen, I said that when I just did my rant. I said that those exact things, that sometimes they are loyal to a fault. Sometimes they don't make the right decisions, especially when it comes maybe to personnel. But when it comes to loyalty, which is a very hard thing to find nowadays, the Bengals, they care more about other things than money. And I think that's a special thing. You know, a lot of these teams wouldn't go through all of this. They would just pack up and leave. They would. I'm telling you, we've seen it. We've seen it from a lot of teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Okay, no outs. Right now, test run. This is the Reds Pulse right now. The Reds Pulse. No. First episode of the Reds Pulse is on right now, Eric. You're the manager.
No, I got an actual show ready to go for you guys, and you're just dragging your feet. I think you guys feel like you're going to drink. What if we do a Reds Pulse episode and
Jake, I want a new producer.
Go on a run?
I want a new producer. This guy, he's a hot shot. He goes to Cincinnati, Fox Sports, hot shot. Are you taking over for Corso or something next month?
Let's just mute. Let's show that producer power and mute Mon. No, I got a show set up for you guys. I can't do it because I'm not a diehard baseball fan. You guys got to talk it. You know,
honestly, Eric. Honestly, there's definitely. I'm very superstitious.
In the Reds game, I'm taking my shirt off and running down my road.
Well, can you turn your computer off first?
Yeah. Listen. When you do a Reds Pulse, if they start winning, you're going to have to do 2 a week until they lose. I mean,
my wife heard that and she's laughing, and I don't like that. That's not cool. That's not cool, man.
Listen, all right. Before we get out of here,
Lebanese God.
No more making fun of Mon. Before we get out of here, we got 4 minutes. I want to, and Ace and Zim brought this up, but I want to talk about it. We give the Bengals a lot of crap going back. You know, it's been a rough 30-some years, but the Bengals signed and will have signed once Trey gets his deal done. Arguably top 3 of the top 10 free agents this year. Definitely 3 of the top 15. Yes. I know T wasn't a free agent because he was signed to the tender, but Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Trey Hendrickson. Now we went out and added Noah Fant. I wouldn't be surprised if they listened to us and grabbed a guard the way it's going. Do you guys not feel spoiled, or are we taking this for granted, what the Bengals have done this offseason? And I'll go to you, Mon, first.
I have been very critical of the Bengals. People have noticed it on this podcast. The fans have. Some enjoy it, some don't. It's been an amazing offseason. When you think about it, they kept Chase, Higgins. We all knew that was going to happen. That was a lot of money, though.
We didn't know Higgins was going to happen.
Higgins, 70, 80%. When Joe Burrow said he wanted Higgins, we pretty much knew it was going to happen. You're not going to piss off the quarterback. Yeah. But Hendrickson's going to re-sign. I think they had a good draft. I was a little, concerned about the draft because we didn't have a lot of picks. I wanted more picks. But, if we could add a vet guard, of course he's not going to be a superstar, but somebody that started 20, 30, 40 games that could come in and, he's going to be a good stopgap until they find the permanent guy, which could be Rivers. I don't know. It's an A off season. I'm not going to say A plus, but it's A. I wish they would have done a little bit more on the offensive line, interior wise with a vet. But hey, everything else has been really solid. Hats off to them. You got to salute them. It's easy to criticize, and I have, but you know what? You got to tip your hat sometimes also.
Yeah, I just really quick on that because Mon, I think, said it perfectly. I think their lack of movement with the offensive line, I think that deteriorated this for some of us. But if they sign Trey Hendrickson, which they will, when they sign Trey Hendrickson, I will say, when they sign him, to me, this is probably one of the best off seasons in Bengals history. Now, again, I know that the guard situation is not what we want it to be, and we are all disappointed in that. But you could argue this, that, well, Jamar Chase and Trey Hendrickson are both top 10 players, right? I'm talking about top 10 in the NFL. I think you could argue that Trey is somewhere around 10 or 15. Total, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about position-wise. I think you could argue that Jamar is easily in the top 5 players in this league.
99 rating, Madden proves it.
Yes. And I think you could put Trey in the top 15. I mean, the guy has had more sacks than anyone in the last 2 years, and that's a position that is looked at as much as the receiver position is.
First team All-Pro for Trey.
And really, guys, if you look at it, would have been Defensive Player of the Year if the Bengals probably would have made the playoffs. So, anyways, my point is that you basically have signed two of the top best 15 players in the NFL, plus you go out and sign another top 10 receiver. Again, when Trey is signed, to me, no matter what happened at guard, this is probably top 1 or 2 best off seasons. And I've watched the Bengals since '81 that I can remember. I think the only other one might have been the year they got Trey.
Plus, resign. You're forgetting.
Another big offseason, Mon, when they went out and got Torrey James and all those guys.
Yeah,
Delta O'Neal.
They had to. Yeah, Marvin Lewis's first year.
Yeah,
Marvin Lewis's first year. John Thornton, all those guys.
Yeah. That was what in 03, I think, right?
Yeah.
In 03, I think.
You know what makes this team? You know what helps this team? I started the show talking about this, and I want to talk about it now. You're only as good as your depth. And I think the Bengals' depth has lacked. When you add, again, I said it, Taven Bryan, when you add Noah Fant, that's huge, man. These are former first-round picks.
Yeah.
And, they're talented individuals. They're talented enough to get drafted in the first round. They've had up and down careers. But you know what? They've had flashes, and they've started a lot of games. And that is huge. Yeah. That makes your team so much better. And, that's what I'm excited about. Little moves like that. We know what Chase is. We know what Higgins is. We know what Gesicki is. We know what these guys are. They're superstars. But it's the depth pieces that's going to get the Bengals over the hump.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I tweeted this a few weeks back, but I think this should be this year that the narrative finally ends. They tell you that the Bengals can't do it because they don't have the money. Then they tell you the Bengals wouldn't do it because they're cheap. And then when the Bengals go out and sign these guys, then they tell you that the Bengals shouldn't have done that because then they can't pay Trey Hendrickson or someone like this. So the narrative has to end this year because they say you wouldn't, you couldn't, you shouldn't, and now we're going to win the effing Super Bowl, and they're going to say, gosh darn it, I guess they should have done all that. Gee Willikers, let's go. And we do have one more before we get out of here. We got one more super chat from Fuzzy Balls. Yeah, Mon, before we do that, are you a peaceful protest with the stash? Where are we going?
Yeah. Oh, look at that. The Reds got the way.
He's protesting the Reds not making more trades.
I tell you what, that Hayes guy's a good player, man.
Yeah, he's going to be
like it.
All right.
Yeah,
Fuzzy, okay, instead of talking Reds here, let's go to Fuzzy Ball's last super chat. He says, we need to win just to shut up Nick Wright's ego. I tell you what, if there was a mute button in real life, that's some Black Mirror stuff, but I need to be able to mute one person that I never see and hear from again. Good God.
I don't know, dude. There's a couple other ones that are much worse than him.
Whatever happened to our friend? Whatever happened to our friend, the Raven fan? What was his name?
Aaron?
No. Aaron. Aaron.
Aaron. Yeah. I'm quite concerned. I think we need a welfare check on him because I haven't seen him on any podcast for some time.
I hope he's okay. I mean, I'm not being a wise guy. I hope he is.
That's who, David. Thank you, David. That's who I was trying to think of. I'm sitting here thinking, what is that Raven's name? Bart Scott.
Yeah, I think
him or even Chris Canty. I don't know what those two guys are. They've lost their minds. They have truly lost their minds. It's funny.
Can I answer this question?
It's a real thing.
Can I answer this question? Ross, let me tell you about Rich Rod. I'm always a WVU fan. It's in my blood. It's in my soul, but I'm still salty towards Rich Rod because he left us to go to Michigan. All right. And the way he left was dirty, dirty, dirty. Of course, I'm rooting for him, but he's going to have to prove a lot to me. I sound like Jake right now. He owes me an apology. I don't like this
guy.
Listen, hey, before we get out of here, I just got to say that you guys are just incredible. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight.
You're talking to them. Okay.
I'm not talking. No, no, seriously. I mean, two shows this week, and the comments, and you guys are you are incredible. Thank you guys so much. I know I say this every show, but we truly love and appreciate you guys. This has been a fun show. Thank you for all the great comments. You guys are awesome. I'm hoping to see a lot of you on opening day. Again, like Eric said, the Bengals Pulse will be there. Listen, please come see us. We would love to just sit and talk football with you. It's going to be a great weekend, and we're gonna start off fast this year, guys, and get a big win.
Yeah, that's an orange out game again. So maybe we need to print some orange Bengals Pulse shirts.
Got to get some orange shirts. No, I just want to pass on. I appreciate all the fans. The show is so much fun. I appreciate you guys. It's fun doing the show with you two, including you, Eric, Mr. Hotshot. No, I appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. It's a good stress reliever. I mean, I really enjoy it. And listen, we are going to be there for the first game. I'm coming up there with my son, Jake, also. So we'll be on the bank Saturday night. If you guys are out, come up and say hi. And
please
you guys
do.
Want to buy me a beer? I won't say no if you buy me a beer.
Yeah, get Mon a Coors Light. Hey, Mon, they got that Coors Light deodorant now. Like, you can smell like the Rockies. Did you see that?
I did.
All right. Let's get out of here, guys. We're at over an hour. Listen, once again, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. We're hoping to stick around for the Red. We know the Reds are going to win this game tonight. 2 outs right now, top of the 9th. Hopefully, go into the bottom of the 9th here and win this thing. As always, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Again, if you like this podcast, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. Make sure you check us out on all the awesome podcast platforms, Apple, Stitcher, Spotify. As always, guys, follow Mon on Twitter at TheFireMon. Follow me on Twitter at Coach Jake Owens 9. Follow Eric on Twitter at eFlash with 2 H's 88. Follow Wednesday Podcast Network on Twitter at Wednesday Pod. And as always, guys, follow the Bengals Pulse on Twitter at the Bengals Pulse. The same on Instagram without the at the Bengals Pulse. And as always, guys, give us that 5-star review. We would very much appreciate that. The Reds have gone into the bottom of the 9th. 11 all. Man, oh, man. Let's go, Reds. Let's go, Reds. Let's make a run for this thing.
Shirt's coming off.
Mon, you want to predict Trey Hendrickson signing before we leave?
Trey Hendrickson signs by Saturday. It's happening Saturday.
That means Sunday.
That's true.
Yeah, it'll be one day.
One day. We'll take it.
Monstradamus is always off by one day. That's okay.
We will take that, Mon.
My quatrain has to circle the globe when it gets back.
All right, let's get out. He is Mon, Eric. I am Jake. This is the Bengals Pulse. Whodey, Bengal fans. We'll see you soon.